Strange lights in the night sky. Mysterious phenomena in the woods. Alien faces in trees. Our universe is a vast place. Only now are we starting to discover planets outside of our own solar system that are similar to our own. Is there life on these other planets? Can we ever reach them? Is there intelligent life on them? Rendlesham Forest, Suffolk. Once home to the United States Air Force Base and RAF Brentwaters and Woodbridge, was the alleged landing site of an unidentified flying object, or more commonly known as a UFO. Around the Christmas period of 1980, strange lights were reported by members of the US Air Force personnel stationed there, and subsequently investigated. What became a routine investigation later became perhaps the most famous UFO event to have happened in Britain, ranking amongst the best known UFO events worldwide. It has become known as the Rendlesham Forest Incident. In more recent times, the forest has attracted more earthly visitors, due to the stories now associated with it. Psychic mediums and UFO investigators Phillip Kinsella and Gail Peacock take interested visitors on regular trips to Rendlesham and recount the ever-unfolding mystery of the alleged UFO visitation. One of the more recent discoveries at Rendlesham Forest is a tree with what appears to be a face of an alien in the bark.
This tree here is a landmark to an alien kind. I don't know if you can see it, but there's some kind of alien face here.
I can see it.
And lots of people all over the world have come to worship it or link with it or whatever. But this is the landing spot over there in the field. We are at Bentwaters, and this is where a lot of UFO activity has been occurring and still happening to this day. Everyone thinks that the famous case that happened back in 1980 with the American troops on this particular site was the only UFO that was seen. That's not the case. There's been many more that's seen before and after the event. And the locals here and lots of researchers still happen to see UFOs when they come to observe the skies at night.
Can you tell us about this famous 1980 case, and essentially in a nutshell what happened?
Basically what happened was that a UFO had compromised the military base by throwing laser beams upon a secret weapons storage unit, and two men, Penniston and Burrows, who were acting officers at the time in the base, actually were sent out to investigate strange lights that happened in the east of the forest in that direction. And when they went to go and investigate, they came across more than what they bargained for, which was a strange triangular shaped object. It was clear black, and they witnessed this, and they then came back after witnessing this object and got more of the troops. This thing happened over 3 nights, and Colonel Charles Holt also got involved with this, where eventually all of the team of military men went into the forest and observed again this craft that came over a 3-night episode.
And then the next night it appeared again. The same craft was that in this field?
Apparently it was the same craft, and this time it was actually hovering within the forest again, and there's many conflicting stories. Most people say that aliens have been seen coming out. There are stories suggesting that this object was filmed by the military. The other story is that most of the troops that actually saw the craft were somehow missing time or had missed some time. But I believe specifically that they did see an object. I'm sure it was a UFO, and for some time afterwards, most of the guys who worked here and who were stationed at RAF Bentwaters were told to keep quiet. Most of the forest during that period, or straight after that period, was actually felled. All the trees were taken down, thousands of acres of trees were cut down, and they believe that this happened purely because of radiation, or that was the genuine thought on the matter, because the craft that actually came into the woods actually made indentations upon the trees, cut into the trees, and also left physical marks on the ground. In 1998, I had gone with 2 other people to perform an experiment to see if we could somehow summon a craft or see a craft. And after this experiment, it actually happened where a UFO, a triangular shape with a gap and a circular undercarriage, was moving without making any sound and creating a lot of light. It was a stunning view and observation, and it was not the lights from the Orford Lighthouse, not at all. That's been tested and tried, but it was a spectacular mechanism, very, very strange, and we witnessed that, yeah.
And did this craft land or make any sounds?
No, there was no sounds. It didn't land. It just simply hovered over some trees. It was there for probably about 3 or 4 minutes, and I started running towards it. And when I got very close up to it, it just disappeared, as though someone had just turned the lights out. Most people believe that this is some type of dimensional opening. Orbs are seen, orbs are collected on photographs quite often, and so is strange mist. There's been reports also of sounds coming from beneath the ground, as though there is an underground facility here, rumbling sounds that we've heard as well too. And many people have experienced lots of unusual activity. So I believe it's some kind of hotspot, or it could be a dimensional opening.
Okay, and you bring people here approximately once a year for the past 3 years, and to try and experience these things. And have you had any successes in your visits here?
We've had some successes. I mean, it's like anything. If you're researching something, it's not going to happen when you want it to happen. But we've had orbs, we've had strange experiences ourselves. We're still waiting to capture that picture of a UFO, film footage of a UFO.
Okay, and you've also pointed out an alien face on a tree. Can you talk about that?
Yes, there is a tree that's down in the forest, and once the actual episode in 1980 occurred, people started to see this strange impression upon one of the trees in the forest that's like an alien face. It hadn't been carved, it just suddenly appeared, and that's like a gathering point, or where lots of people go to actually connect with it.
Right, okay, and we captured, we believe, some orbs with our cameras. We were filming with you, and there's also other insects and things around in the forest as well. Is there any way that scientists maybe could examine this kind of footage, do you think? Do you think they would agree?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, everything that we do is for scrutiny. They can take it and look at it. We have no problems with that. What we're after is the truth, and what we do know is that this area is a hotspot for UFO and paranormal activity, and it's a very interesting place where lots of people from all over the world come here because of its fame with regards to the 1980 UFO event.